Oh, good evening. It's Miss Snow speaking. It might be good afternoon or might be good morning for you. But I'm here today to talk about the GCSE writing template. I've produced you a template to help you out to write essays in the exam that hopefully hits the AOs. I want you to include all of this in your essay in this order, and it's a bit of fun if you can do a practice one and send it to me. But include all of the below in your essay for fun. So write about being locked out of your house unexpectedly after coming home from school and your parents are away for the evening, at least in this instance for the evening. So you've come home, you hope to get into your house and you're locked out. How many times has that happened to you? It's happened to me really, really a lot. So I think it probably happened to you as well. Imagine if you were stuck there and you couldn't get in, and then your parents were due home and perhaps they couldn't get home till about 12 o'clock. So what happens next? It's a bit of an adventure, isn't it? Whatever happens if you're locked out. So what you need to do is it's a normal experience actually, and you can write about it from a sort of a perspective from your own experience, because that's often the best way of writing, from your own experience, not something fantastical, but just something slightly different from your ordinary experience. So the first thing you need to do is to perhaps put some repetition in it. For example, oh no, 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 I'm locked out. Or use rhetorical questions in the introduction. For example, aloud I said to myself, how did I do this again? Or well, how did this happen? I've actually done a bit of a first paragraph for you. Freezing cold, bone cold, cold to the core, ice for a heart. I was locked out. Put again there. Sitting in the shed with my head in my hands, I went through all the options again. Aloud I said, could I phone my aunt? No, my phone was dead. It usually is dead, isn't it? Across the lawn, the garden furniture stood alone, abandoned and dismally crouched on the muddy grass. I stared at them, that's the garden furniture, chewing my lip thoughtfully, my mind racing, running through an imagined future where I slowly expired in our own tatty pine garden shed, gently leaving this world amongst the rusty company of the sad lawnmower dragged out just once a year by my reluctant father, and the array of chirpy, cheery, plastic, highly coloured shears, trowels and spades collected enthusiastically by my flower-loving mother. They both seemed a universe from me at this point. The pair had gone to London for the evening to see a show and have a delicious meal in some highly rated restaurant, so I knew I'd not expect to see them for hours. I sighed very loudly. No one would hear. With a rising sense of frustration and annoyance, I kicked the desultory bicycle laying gloomily to the side of me. It heaved, jumped, and bit my toe. Then put a flashback in, because then you'll actually get extra marks for flashback. So flashback, last time this happened, it was high summer, a balmy comma, needs a comma there, a balmy comma, kind comma, July sun grinned down on me. And explain more about, obviously, what happened last time. You want to put 5 paragraphs in here at least. You want to use complex and compound sentences and mix them with simple sentences like, I was cold, or I screamed, or whatever. Put adjectives in pairs or threes. So as I did actually put, didn't I? Chirpy, cheery, plastic, highly coloured shears. Put some adverbs in, I vigorously, or sadly, or cheerily, or so to make the verb sound more interesting. Use the rule of 3. So, you can actually describe 3 things: freezing cold, bone cold, cold to the core, ice for a heart. Actually, that's a rule of 4, but you can use, something like that. Have a structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end, really, and the flashback kind of can be a middle, can't it? Use imagery, personification, similes, metaphors, and senses description. That'll take you up the AOs as well. Use flashback as I've done. That'll definitely get you an AO5. And semicolons. Try and use the semicolons again. That'll take you up. Try and use alliteration. A rhetorical question you can quite understand. Question mark. Have you ever been locked out? Question mark. Can you imagine how cold I felt? Question mark. All of those are rhetorical questions. Use some direct speech if you can to show off. All you're doing is showing off to the examiner, really. And use emotive language and exhibited, supposedly, eager and keen to learn, pride ourselves, excel, idle chatter, delighted, saddened, chastened. All of those words are emotive to get us interested. As I said, the rule of 3, which I seem to have put in twice, so that's not a problem. Just put the rule of 3 in twice if you can. Exaggeration, just exaggeration. I think I've done that, haven't I? They both seemed a universe from me. I mean, they're probably only 30 miles away. And you know, you can describe, if someone turns up, you can exaggerate what they looked like. Don't make them look sort of ordinary. Try and exaggerate something about them. And final sentence, try and end it with a flourish. The second part of it, obviously, we're looking at the AOs. So if you actually do all of that, you should actually hit the AO5, communicate clearly, effectively and imaginatively, selecting and adapting tone, style and register for different forms, purposes and audiences. That's obviously to entertain at this point and to try and get ourselves in the position of, you know, sitting in the garden shed with whoever it is. You don't have to be in the garden shed when you write yours, obviously. You can be locked out anywhere. You can go down the road and go and see someone or whatever. Organise information and ideas using structure and grammatical features to support cohesion and coherence and cohesion of text. So you have to try and, you know, put lots of nice words in to try and link conjunctions and complex and compound sentences that are kind of more interesting than just I all the way through I. You try and sort of change the word order, basically. Think about the word order and try and use grammatical features to get your reader excited and not bored. If you don't know how to do it, go and read as many as you can on the internet or email me and I'll send you some examples, because only by reading are you going to actually know how to do this. AO6, candidates must use a range of vocabulary and sentence structures for clarity, purpose and effect with accurate spelling and punctuation. This requirement must constitute 20% of the marks for each specification as a whole. So spelling and punctuation is really, really important. So before you send work to me, can you check all the spellings and try and learn some key spellings and key spelling rules? They are marking you on spelling and punctuation. So use Mr. Bruff's punctuation and videos to help you create decently punctuated work. Otherwise you'll drop down the AOs as well. You want to get level 3, 4 or 5 basically. You don't want to stay at the bottom of that. So if you can actually do this for me and email it to me, and I will be delighted to mark it for you. Okay, thank you.